Hello again, YouTubers. This is Senor Still Sexy Butch coming to you again today. This is my second video today. I decided to keep on the mustache that I wore in the first video. It's kind of growing on me. Not literally, but figuratively. I kind of like it, so I'm going to wear it for a little bit longer. In this video, I would like to talk about the people who shape us. Our parents, mainly. My mom and dad were, well, my mom was originally from Kentucky, and my dad was from Arkansas. I don't know at what point my mom's family moved to Arkansas, but that's obviously where they met. And so, you know, they both had a Southern Baptist upbringing. I don't think my dad's parents were churchgoers as much as my mom's parents were, so that was a little bit different. But my dad came from a family. We had 3 or 4 brothers. They were all boys. My mom had, you know, brothers and sisters, so that was a little bit different. But growing up, I would have to say the person who influenced me the most was my father. Hold on just a second. Stupid dog. Anyways, I was saying, it was my father who influenced me the most growing up, and he and I had a very tense relationship a lot of times. Of course, he had a tense relationship with my other siblings at different times too. But he and I had a tense relationship a lot. My dad was very old-fashioned, and you know, he couldn't quite understand or quite manage as I got older and I didn't change into the young lady that he thought I should be. That became a bit of a problem. My father was a good man. My father was really the emotional one between my mom and my dad. My mother was the more quiet, introspective kind of person, and my dad was emotionally out there, you know. And he had emotional extremes. You know, he could be the most wonderful, loving, generous, funny guy, and then he could turn around and just be really mean, you know. I mean, when he got mad, it was you didn't want to see his other side. It was like he was like Jekyll and Hyde. My mom, on the other hand, she was one of those people that kind of, you know, lives in your head, you know, or lives in their head. You know, the kind of person that is not emotional, very well, I wouldn't say she wasn't cold. She was just very reserved, and I thought, to me, she seemed aloof, but then I was a very emotional child. I took after my father in that way. I was very emotional. And my mother was the one that, I mean, if you want to be stereotypical about it, my mother was more the way that society would expect a father to behave, and my father acted more like society would expect a woman to behave, you know, in terms of being emotional and stuff. So I got a lot of my personality from my dad. well, we were both very emotional people, and we clashed a lot. And as I got older, the clashes got more intense because he was trying to make me be a girl, and I think they were both expecting me to grow out of that tomboy thing, and when I didn't, it was kind of disconcerting for them. But yeah, and the older I get, I think more and more I see my dad when I look in the mirror. I look a lot like my dad. I have his eyes, and I think maybe to some degree his mouth. I don't have his nose. My father had a pretty good sized nose, but I do definitely have his eyes, and I can see it when I look at myself in the mirror. It's kind of spooky. It's like, oh my God, I'm turning into my dad. But actually, I've always looked like my dad. So there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he was a handsome guy. I thought he was handsome. But my mother, like I said, on the other hand, she was more, well, let's just say they're astrological signs. My dad was a Leo, and my mother was an Aquarius. So, I don't know, I guess that played into it too. I try not to put a whole lot of serious stock into people's astrological signs because there's so much variation in people, but I have found certain astrological traits in certain people to be pretty accurate, so a lot of it is. But I love my parents. They're both gone now. My mother died in 1978. She was 47. She had kidney trouble for a lot of years and lived with just one kidney for many years. So yeah, she was 47 years old, and my dad died in 1997 at the age of 71. He had prostate cancer, which was his second bout with cancer. I'll get into that in another video. That's a whole nother video. But yeah, they're both gone, and I think when both your parents are gone, that's when you really realize who you are, when you don't have, one or both parents to look at and see, oh yeah, that's where I came from, and they brought me into the world, and you kind of see yourself at least partly through them. You're their son or you're their daughter, whatever. But when you stop being someone's son or daughter, when your parents are gone, then I think that's when you really come to know yourself, and you really strongly establish yourself as an individual. But you also retain, I think, at least part of your parents within yourself. And I think as you get older, you start to realize just how much influence they really did have on you and the person you've become. So I'm grateful to my parents for the, even for the times that I hated them, because I thought they were just being mean and being too strict, and and now I'm thankful. I'm thankful that they were as strict as they were with us, and that they never gave up on us no matter how stupid we acted. None of us was ever, ever ended up in jail or having an abortion or anything like that. We stayed out of trouble. And that's totally the credit totally goes to my parents, you know, that we've all turned out. Yeah, they totally get the credit for that. And Mom and Dad, if you know, if you're up there, thanks. um, anyway, I'd like to know your thoughts on this, about your own parents, and about the things I said. So I think I'm going to end this here, and until next time, this is Senior Still Sexy Butch. Wishing you and yours a happy May Day, and looking forward to Cinco de Mayo this weekend. And of course, we have Mexican food all the time, so it's not a special occasion for us as far as that goes. We always have a lot of Mexican food all the time. But anyways, talk to you guys later. Have a good day, and peace out.